Now let's look at example 3. Find g prime 2 if given that your gx is equal to x squared times the function f x over x minus 1, and given that f2 is equal to minus 3 and f prime x is equal to square root of x squared plus 5. So the question asks us to find g prime 2. Let's start off with finding g prime x, and then let's substitute the value x is equal to 2. Now let's rewrite this is the function of gx, and then since these two functions multiply to each other, we know that this is product rule. So rename the first term as u and rename the second term as v, and then now let's find u. U is x squared, therefore u prime is equal to 2x. This is just power rule, so bring down the power reduced by 1. Then let's rewrite our v. Our v is function of f in bracket x over x minus 1. And then to differentiate this, you need to use chain rule. So differentiate outside first. So v prime is differentiate outside first, which is f prime x, and then further differentiate inside function. So this is a quotient rule, u over v. So now let's use quotient rule. Keep the bottom part, x minus 1, differentiate the upper part, 1, minus, keep the upper part, x, differentiate the bottom part, over the bottom here, we square it. Okay, so now let's rearrange our answer. X can be cancelled out. And now let us substitute f prime. The question already gave us the value of f prime x, and then let's just substitute this here. And then now we can simplify our answer. The numerator is minus third x squared plus 5, and your denominator is just x minus 1 squared. So now since we already have u and u prime, v and v prime, so now we can proceed with our product rule. So this is just u v prime plus v u prime. So now let's cut and paste. This is your u, this is v prime, plus v u prime. Okay, so just rearrange everything here. So even though this is a bit complicated, don't worry, we are not finding g prime x, we are finding g prime 2. So whenever you see x, let's substitute with the value of 2. So now let's substitute everything here, and then let's solve. So here is 4, and then this is just the number of set 9. And this part here, this is just f2, and this part here is just 4. We already have the value of f2. Let's look at the question. f2 is minus 3. And then let's substitute this here. This is just a normal calculation. So just calculate this, and then you'll find the final answer, minus 24. Then let's look at the last example here. You are given fx equal to square root of x plus square root of x squared plus 1. So be careful, you have a composite function, and inside here is another composite function. So let's rearrange. This is to the power of half, and everything here is to the power of half. So be careful, this is to the power of half. So in order to find f prime x, let's use power rule. Bring down the power. This is power reduced by 1. Further differentiate So let's see here, further differentiate is just 1. Plus, and then further differentiate this one. Again, this is chain rule. So bring down the power reduced by 1, further differentiate inside function. So this is just 1 over 2, x squared plus 1, and then power reduced by 1 is negative half, further differentiate inside is 2x. So now let us simplify. 2 can be cancelled out, and I think that's it. Everything else is remain the same. So this one here is to the power of negative half. You can bring it down. This is also to the power of negative half. We can bring it down also. So this is your final answer, 1 over 2 third of this function here. And in bracket here is 1 plus x over square root x squared plus 1. Therefore, that's the end for this topic of chain rule. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.